imagine this as being divided as a supermarket is trying to alleviate the time that someone spends in going out and shopping. What our project does is two different things. One is the back end type of feature that allows the store to know when an item is out of stock. Ideally, the sensors are going to be measuring weight so that each item, every time that you take an item out, that weight is reduced from what the sensor is reading, and then when it gets to zero, it lets the back end of the store know that the item needs to be restocked. It limits the amount of time that the staff would take of going through the store to restock the items within the supermarket. It really pinpoints where you need to go, and it cuts down the time and probably workforce. And then the second feature is the app, and that's the user, the shopper, the one that the shopper gets to use to cut their time, minimize their time. If you're going to the supermarket, you're trying to get one item as opposed to a whole week's worth of things. You want to make sure that you go in, you get out. You get your item, you're out already paying it before you know it. Many times it happens that we'll go to the store, you ask one of the salesperson where the item is, they'll tell you where the aisle is, and even when they tell you where the aisle is, you'll look for a little while because you can't really find it. So this cuts down that time, the shopping experience becomes better, we're kind of moving with the time and the technology for the supermarket world to move along with it and make the experience a lot better.
And one other thing, as far as the app, with the sensors, as they're sending the signals, the future projects, we're going to move on to having Bluetooth receive the signal for each item. So if it's not receiving the signal of 0, you won't be able to select the item. Like, you'll be selected, but it won't go.
Apples will be missing from the menu.
Apples will be missing from the menu. It'll just disappear. And also, if you want to select multiple items, let's say if you know all the items you want, you can hold on to a long click. There it goes. And then it'll be in the queue. And if you want to select another item, you'll select another item. It says 2 or 3 items. And then you'll be able to search, and it'll show all the items on the map at the same time. That's what future developments.
And basically, this is the layout of the hardware. As you can see, this is the front part, which has the sensitivity sensors. Basically, it reacts to weight. So, like, let's say that a X item weighs 20 grams. If something is off that weight, it's gonna alert you. It's gonna alert the user or let's say the owner of the supermarket, telling it that that item is not supposed to be there, so they can go and like immediately fix it. Now this is the back part, which basically has Arduino Uno board and a breadboard there and a simple battery, and also this the Bluetooth receiver is to make the connection between the app
Arduino.
and the Arduino board.
So pretty much the electronics are pretty much straightforward. Each individual sensor, the 4 sensors, needs its own resistor, because if we connect them together, then it interferes with the connection. And also each individual sensor needs its own individual power source, because otherwise the signals will get interrupted, and if you press one, electricity will run through that through another sensor, and they'll think you pressing both. So that's why each individual one needs its own power grid. And we're using a 9-volt battery, which is portable, so this is a good way to display the presentation. And over here, the Bluetooth is just connected to transmit, and that's pretty much how the whole project is working.